In October 1962, the world was already holding its breath. American spy planes had discovered Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles from Florida. Kennedy and Khrushchev were staring each other down. War rooms were full, bombers were airborne, and everyone knew one mistake could end civilization. Then, in the middle of the night at an air defense base in Duluth, Minnesota, a guard saw something climbing the fence. He thought it was a Soviet saboteur, so he fired his weapon and hit the sabotage alarm. The alarm was supposed to warn nearby bases that Duluth might be under attack. But at Volk Field in Wisconsin, something went wrong. Instead of a sabotage warning, the system triggered the takeoff klaxon, the signal for nuclear-armed F-106 fighter jets to launch. And because this was the Cuban Missile Crisis, the pilots had already been told there will be no practice drills tonight. So when the alarm sounded, they believed that this was it. World War III had begun. The pilots rushed to their jets. These aircraft were part of America's air defense system, designed to intercept Soviet bombers. But in the chaos of 1962, the danger wasn't just the Soviets. Some American nuclear bombers were also moving around the country on alert. So if those fighters had launched confused, badly informed, and armed for nuclear war, there was a risk they could have mistaken friendly bombers for enemy aircraft. One false alarm could have become a nuclear-friendly fire incident, and that could have triggered the thing everyone feared most. Then, just before the jets could take off, someone at Volk Field managed to contact Duluth. They learned the truth. There was no Soviet attack. There was no sabotage team. An officer drove onto the runway, flashing his car lights, desperately signalling the pilots to stop. And the enemy agent climbing the fence, it was a bear. A black bear had wandered into the most dangerous week of the Cold War and nearly helped start nuclear war. The Cuban Missile Crisis is usually remembered as a battle of presidents, generals, and missiles. But one of its strangest lessons is much simpler. The Cuban Missile Crisis wasn't dangerous only because of missiles and politics. It was dangerous because millions of people were operating under immense pressure, making decisions with incomplete information. And when the world is already balanced on a knife edge, even the smallest misunderstanding can have consequences no one intended.